Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Give a couple minutes to let a couple people jump on here, and then we'll get right into it. Good morning, Amber. Good morning, Chuckles. Hey, guys, I'm gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start with AMD. As you can see, AMD yesterday was in a tight range all day. It was in a range from 71, 76 to around 72, 80 ish. As you can see, it was using the 50 EMA as resistance all day, but towards the end of the day, it got above it. What I'm going to be looking for on AMD today is to make the 200 support for the next leg up. If it makes the 200 support, as you can see, it's trying to make it support in pre-market. There's a gap to fill all the way right at 73.52. So I want to see make previous day high support and then fill that gap. Now, once it fills that gap, I will be looking for the reversal. And if you see signs of reversal, that's when you want to. Let's go, Chuckles. That's when you want to look for puts is on the gap fill reversal. So if you see it fill the gap at 73.53, that's when, if you see it start breaking down, failing to make that support, that's when you want to enter puts and ride it back down. Most likely the previous day high. That would be my first target. Um, let's jump over to the hourly real quick on AMD. Tell you what I'm seeing on the hourly. When I usually give my call price triggers, the price targets and the triggers, I usually go off the hourly chart. As you can see, it's riding the 9, it's above the 50. So I would love to see it fill the gap today and then reverse. So if it makes previous day high support at 173.01, then enter calls and ride it up to the gap fill. Once it hits that gap fill and you see it losing steam, failing to break out, all that good stuff, then you want to get in and you want to ride it down for a quick scalp. That's what we do here. Most of us here at Best Bet Trades are scalpers, so we just want to scalp in and out, bank robber style, take our money and move on to the next one. So that's what I would be looking for. If you guys see on the put side of it, AMD's been really strong lately. So I would stay away from puts until it fills the gap. That's my opinion. Now, if you see a bounce here at the 200, say you see it come open at market open, come up, reject that previous day high, see it bounce. You want to see it bounce back at the 200. If it fails to make the 200 support, then obviously get puts as well and ride it down. A lot of things happen. Sometimes there's a lot of volatility in the market first thing in the morning. So just keep an eye on that. The first thing you want to do is identify if it's really volatile or not when the market opens. So that's my input for AMD. For Walmart, as you can see, Walmart just ripped yesterday. I called it out in the chat yesterday. Watch out for 150.28 level. That's a huge level. Once it made that support, it just ripped. Later on in the afternoon, it kind of just took that nice little dip, but it's still higher than before. Let's jump to the hourly real quick on it. So honestly, I would love to see it come. If you see it come down with Walmart and make previous days high support, then I would jump in calls and ride it back up. If there's a little gap to fill right here at 150.10, so keep an eye on that. If you see it closing below the 9 on the hourly, jump in puts and ride it down to the gap fill. Let me see something real quick. There's also a gap all the way down here. at 140.59. Just be careful because Walmart's like a freight train. It does what it wants. It really don't follow the market. So the level that I would look for is the gap fill level right here at 150.07 ish. So with that being said, if it comes down and makes previous day high support, then buy calls and ride it up. If you see it breaking down, then you get into puts and ride it down. Like I said, we're scalpers here, so we're in and out within 5, 10, 15 minutes. We don't like to hold. We do have members that do swing trade, like Jim C, which is a great swing trader. I'm just don't do that because it's just not what I do. I like to identify the trend, scout with the trend, in and out with my profit, sizing right, and yeah. So let's go to SPY. Let's do SPY real quick on the hourly chart. So there was a gap to fill, and it just filled it at 395.88, ish, right here, 396.03. And as you can see, it filled the gap. It's getting rejected by the sell line. Also, if you guys are not members and you want access to the custom indicators and the strategy we use, click the link below and join, and we can get you all set up, and you guys can start trading with us from day one. So on SPY, as you can see on the hourly chart, it's above them. All the EMAs are together, and that usually indicates a big move when all the indicators are EMAs are together, crossing at the same time. So this, like I said, this is a huge level. Most of these stocks follow SPY, SPX, so keep that in mind. So when I'm playing Tesla, I'm playing Meta, I'm playing AMD, they follow the market within reason. So you always got to watch the market as well. So as you can see, there's, let me see. I'm actually going to do some call and price targets on this, guys. Just give me 1 second. I'm actually going to give you triggers and stuff on this, and I'm going to put it in the Discord as well. So hold on. I just want to mark where the 200 is on the 5 minute. It's just the way I do things. Okay. Let me jump back to the... So obviously there's gaps to fill down here from, after hours yesterday at 394.58. Keep that in mind. So jump to the hourly. So give me 1 second, guys, because I want to write this down in the Discord as I'm saying it. So I kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so for the call trigger, the call trigger on SPY is going to be 396.65. The first price target. Now you guys can put alerts on your chart so when it hits these price triggers that you know calls or puts. The first price target will be 397.17. The second price target will be 398.11. And the third price target will be, for the call side, will be this resistance right here at 398.70. Now for the put trigger, give me 1 second, guys. I'm writing this out for the Discord, so just bear with me. I want to see it below the, obviously below previous day high. So 395.66 will be the put trigger. The first price target will be $395.14. The second price target will be, gonna go right here to 394, which is my support on my indicators, on the custom indicators. 394.67, and the third price target will be 393.90. So those are the call and price targets for SPY. So keep an eye on that. Let's jump to Tesla real quick because that's my baby. Lately she's been dying off. I'm not too happy about it, but I do see that in pre-market she's up $2, almost $2.50. Look at the hourly chart, guys. All these white candles mean that it's oversold. So we're looking for a bounce. Obviously it gapped up this morning. I want to see where the 200 EMA is on. Okay. For the last couple days, if you see on the 5-minute chart, the 50 EMA has been resistance. So if you see yesterday, obviously it came and tested it. I called it out to not too shabby in the morning. I said, hey buddy, he said that he swung Tesla calls over the weekend. I mean Tesla puts. I said, hey, look for the rejection off of the 50, and that's literally what it did. It came up, tested it once, twice, and then just died off. As you can see, for days it's been making the 50 resistance, which is the red line on my charts. So as you can see this morning, it's above the 50. It is overbought because of the white candles on this time frame. So I just want to mark this right here. I do believe there's more upside on Tesla, which has been beaten down really bad. Let's jump to the hourly chart real quick, and then I could do call and price. And I'm really good with these price targets. Usually I at least hit one PT. So give me 1 second, guys. I just wanna type this out in the Discord. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Alright, for the call trigger on Tesla, as you can see, I always want to see where the 200 EMA is on the 5, because that could be huge support or resistance. So keep that in mind. So that's why I mark it, because usually it'll get rejected. It could be strong support, strong resistance. So obviously we're right here. I want to see it above that, above the 5, the 200 on the 5 minute. That's why I mark it, so I could see it, look at it on the hour and say, okay, this is where the 200 is on the hour, on the 5 minute. Just, because I don't want to give out price targets. It hits the 200 and then don't get above it. So, for me, I would want it to be above the 21, which, so my call trigger is going to be 173.44. My first price target will be 175.22. Now, guys, when I do these triggers with the price targets, I do it all based off the candles, the previous candles from the hourly. It's just the way I do it. It's just the way I like to do it. My next price target will be previous day high. And the only reason why I say previous day high is because you know that I use the previous day high low strategy as well with the gap fill strategy and indicators. And there's a bunch of different things that I use for, let's say, confluence. And so that's what I would do. So the next price target would be 176.69, and my third price target will be 177.91. So that's for the calls. For the put trigger, hold on a second, guys. I'm typing this out in the Discord. So this is really tricky on the put side, ultimately because Tesla's really hasn't been this low. It's been beaten down. Let me jump to the 5 minute. Let me jump. Yeah. for the put side, obviously it gapped up today. So if you guys do see it come down to previous day low and make that support, which would be the gap fill as well, you want to look for the gap fill reversal. So if you see it come down, come to previous day low, fill the gap, look for the reversal to the upside. If it does not show any signs of reversal, then obviously once it's below it, you enter puts, and then if it goes above previous day low, that's when you get stopped out. So the previous day low will be your stop loss. I'm gonna put my put trigger down here because I really don't trust it. Hold on, let me see. So I'm gonna say, so the put trigger would be 168. Excuse me, 168.76. My first price target will be the gap fill, which is previous day low as well. So 167.64. Hold on, guys, I'm typing this out in the Discord. And I'm only gonna do one price target. Hold on, guys. I'm only gonna do one price target on Tesla, only because this is as low as it's been. So I can't really, say, hey, based off the candles where it's going to go next, where there's support or resistance, because there's nothing to go by. Just know that if it breaks below previous day low, just ride it down and continue to ride the 9 EMA. So as long as it's below the 9, you should be good. Just ride it down. So that's my call and puts for Tesla. Does anybody on here have any stocks they want me to go over? If anybody types anything in the chat, I could go over it as well. Let's do Amazon real quick. So for the last 4 days, you can see that Amazon on the hourly chart's been using the 50 edge resistance. Tests it, comes down. Tests it, comes down. Rejection, rejection, rejection. So for me, I would have to see, for the next leg up, it has to make the 50 support. Because as you can see, 50 EMA right here, rejection, drops down, it's just been stepping down, comes back up, tests it again. When you identify this, it makes it a lot easier. So just keep that in mind. So for me, ultimately, it would have to be above the 50 EMA. Let's see something real quick. And on the 5 minute, we're right at that do or die. We're right at the 200 EMA. So ultimately, it needs to make the 200 support. If you see it failing to make the 200 support on Amazon today, say it pops up above the 200 and then comes back down, tests it, you don't want to get in puts. You want to see it break below it, come test it, and then reject it. Then you enter puts and ride it down. Obviously, everything is pointing down. The stochastic RSI, the MACD, all that stuff is starting to point down. So this is a huge level right here on Amazon. Let's see what it did last time it was at the 200 EMA. It got rejected yesterday. See, it got rejected yesterday. Could not make it support. It just died. Let's see the day before that. Again, the same thing in the morning. So literally, history repeated itself yesterday and the day before. So the 200 is huge resistance as of right now. So keep that in mind, and we're pretty much right at it. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on it. So this is do or die right here. So ultimately, you want to see a couple candles plotted here on the above the 200 on Amazon, guys. So just keep that in mind. This is huge right here. Sorry, guys, I'm reading some messages on the Discord as they pop up on the PC. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna. So I'm gonna put an alert right here at 93.08. And then I'm also, because I don't play Amazon. The most stocks that I play is I play Tesla, I play AMD. Lately, I've been playing SPX because Chuckles is a master scalper. He just plays SPX over and over and over and over again. So it's really really liquid, and you can make some really good gains on it. So that's what I've been personally um, playing is Tesla, AMD, and now SPX because SPX is such a big mover, and you can make some serious cash with SPX. So huge level right here. Don't be surprised. Like the last 2 days, history repeats itself. It spikes up, can't make it support. Now also you got to understand that it could plot a few candles here and still not make the 200 support. So huge level right here. Keep an eye on it. I will be today to make some money on puts on the way down. Yeah, also on the hourly, it's the buy line is right, the sell line is right here, is the custom indicators. Pretty much tells, like, the buy line or the sell line is huge support or huge resistance. So, keep that in mind. I'm gonna do some, hold on guys, let me type it out, so I'm gonna put it in the Discord as I do it, just bear with me. So for the call trigger, obviously I want it to be above the 200 on the 5 minute and above the sell line on the hourly, because the hourly, as you can see, it rejected off of it just a little bit ago by the wick right here. You can see the wick. So obviously it needs to have the buy signal on the hourly, and usually on the hourly chart, once you get the buy or sell, it trends that way for a little while. So ultimately what I try to do is I try to identify the trend and then scout with the trend. So even if your entry is not the best, you get picked up along the way. So my call trigger is going to be right here at 93.32. Hold on, guys. My first price target will be. You see how all these wicks line up together? That's what I'm looking for. When you see all these candles, line up, that's where, as you can see, look at the wicks on the candles. They all line up together. That's obviously a huge resistance, so that would be my next price target. It's only 30 cents, but hey, I write them down just because I want everybody to be aware. Hey, when it hits this level, you either take profit or you hold on to see how it reacts at this level for the next level. So as you can see, look at the wick here, and then look how it lines up with the other one. So 94.02 will be my second price target. And then my next price target will be right here. 94.67. And then for the put trigger, obviously I want to see it get rejected here at the 200 and the sell line. So my put trigger would be like right 92.62 would be my put trigger. My first price target will be, obviously there's a little gap to fill right here, so that'd be my next one. 92.33, and that's the gap fill. So keep in mind that when it hits this, you want to check to see for the gap fill reversal. We play that a lot in this Discord. If you play the gaps, it's one of the best strategies. Now, if you incorporate it with other strategies, it's just, you stack things on top of each other. So this would be the gap fill. Now, if you see, obviously, if you don't see no sign of a reversal at the gap fill, then you go to the next price target, which the next price target would be right here at 91.82. And my third price target will be right here. at 91.36. So if you guys rewind this back, put it down. When it hits these prices, and it's obviously I'm bullish if it's on the call side. If it's the price target for the puts, then I'm bearish once it hits that price. Ultimately, have a stop loss. We try to preach cut your losers quick in this Discord. So with that being said, let's go. Let's look at anybody. BBY. Let's jump over to BBY, which is Best Buy. Best Buy filled the gap in this pre-market. Obviously, you see the gap. Ultimately, if you guys are not familiar with the gap fill strategy, know that 93% of gaps all get filled, whether it be an hour, 10 minutes, a month, a week, 5 years, 2 years. 93% of gaps all get filled. So that's why we look for these levels where the gaps are. So beautiful gap fill in pre-market today. As you can see, it's already trying to top out right here where it was at the top before on the hourly chart. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me jump to the 5 because I want to see where the 200 is. Okay, so the 200 is obviously right here, previous day high. It gapped up today. Everything is curling over. Look at the back. This looks like a great short candidate for today, which I'm going to put on my watch list today. So gap fill. See what it does when the market opens. Obviously, it's like double toppy right here. So keep that in mind. Obviously, I'm going to be looking for the gap fill reversal. Obviously, there's not going to be a gap fill reversal because it's like not a crazy gap fill reversal because it's pre-market right now and there's not much volatility. Well, that's a huge. I'm not sure if we got news today. If Chuckles knows. If there was any news that came out, because that's a huge hulky candle, as Chuckles will call it. Also, guys, if you guys are interested, we go live at Market Open every single day where we call out plays in real time. You guys will learn so much on voice. So jump on and join the Discord. We're also doing a raffle, a 1K giveaway. Like, subscribe, comment, and email us, and I'll give you a raffle number. We're going to do 1K giveaway on the 26th of December, the day after Christmas, so it's a nice little Christmas present. So this is the level that I'm going to be looking at. Obviously, I'm going to look for it to break down. If it could make 77.01 support, then it will make its next leg up. But you might see a little dip before another rip because, all stocks don't just go up or go down. They go up, take a breath, and then they go up again. So I'm going to really be looking for the gap fill on here. There's a gap to fill at 70.83. If you guys see this start breaking down, closing below the 9 EMA, and breaking down, then get in puts and ride it down. Obviously, you're going to try to get to the gap fill, which is 70.87-ish. So watch that level. I'm going to say, if you see it breaking below 75.04, keep your eye on it for puts. Okay, if you see it failing to make 75.04 support, watch it. If it keeps breaking down, enter in puts. Obviously, have your stop loss. Your stop loss will be, 75.41-ish. So it's so important to have, stop loss. I don't hold on to losers quick. I cut them quickly. A 10% loss is better than 50, 60%. So just remember that, guys. Just remember that it's all about discipline. Cutting losers quick. Nothing is 100% in this market. Even with the custom indicators and the strategy we use with the structure, everything might be lining up. All the stars might be aligning, but ultimately it might, not go your way. When you see it going against you, have an exit plan, so you could say, hey, all right, even if I'm up 15%, guys, and then I see it start going against me, now I'm down 12. I'm only up 12%. Now I'm only up 9%. I wind up cutting it, and I just take my gains because I could always re-enter because there's always another play. So ultimately, you just have to have that mindset. Like if it goes against me, at a certain point, I'm going to cut it and then reevaluate and get into another play. Um, so SPX is ripping right now. I'm watching that on my other screen. So I'm definitely going to be watching Best Buy today for a reversal. Obviously, it's overbought. Let's see something real quick. Let's jump over here to the hourly chart. Now I'm a day trader. I don't swing trade. There are people like Jim C in the Discord that swing trades. If I do swing trade, I only swing overnight, and then I'm usually selling my position in the morning. I'm in, I'm out, I'm taking profits. I'm not holding on to anything. I'm cutting my losers quick, and then just repeating that cycle every single day, every single day. Yesterday I was 1 for 1. I took a small loss on AMD, but then I made a nice win on SPX. And after that, I cut it for the day. I didn't like the price action. It's all about discipline. Also, you have to understand that the market, there'll be days where it gives you a lot of opportunities. There'll be days where it gives you some opportunities, and there'll be days where they give you no opportunity. Especially if you're a new trader, and it's really choppy within a tight range. If you identify it, just step back and don't trade for the day. Say, hey, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to, step back. I'm not going to trade nothing. It's far better to not make a trade at all than to try to force a trade or rush a trade or have FOMO and think that you're going to make out on some of these trades. So identify it. If it's not a nice trending day and it's in a tight range,